Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in to round number 6 of the 2016 RD6 Nationals. Live here on Start Your Systems TV from Red Bud, and on your screen right now, 250 Constellation Race is kicking off, so we're just kind of getting things settled in right now. My name is Kellen Brauer, bringing you guys tonight's live stream from the one and only Red Bud! Yeah, boy, we are here. We are ready to go. And these guys are trying to work their way right into tonight's racing action out of this 4-lap consolation race. And the top 4 will transfer into the motos, as 36 other fellows have already qualified in and are awaiting their chance to take on this track tonight in the 250 Pro class. So we've got lots of storylines coming into tonight in the 250 class. Jared Seidhoff, Dade Honeywell still duking it out for their championship. Things still close between them. And this is the halfway point of the season. So it will be kicking off here soon, getting into the championship mode. Guys trying to save points in motos rather than just straight going for it. We'll start seeing that happening more often as we move into the second half of the season. But we're not there yet, still got to get through tonight, and these guys have got to get themselves into the motos to join aforementioned Jared Seidhoff, Dade Honeywell, guys like Connor Linz. Kyle Robb is actually in the 450 class now, so it's going to be crazy. But it's crazy right now in this consolation race. We're on lap 1, and Dominic Tiberino on the 77 is going after Dale Mullins for the race lead. So what shall happen in this consolation race? It's still Mullins, Tiberino, Rogers, and Mikhail Ming Woodley. I don't know if that's Michael or Mikhail. Looks like Mikhail. That's Dylan Copeland and Trevor Doiron. So we've seen Doiron before in this spot in the consolation race as Ming Woodley goes down. So Copeland is in the final transfer spot. Doiron now behind him with JTD. Woodley is out of the race. It looks like JT George coming through. Cortland Knopp, Tim Althaus. I'm on the gates. So there was only 10 guys to start this race, and 4 of them will go through, and 1 of them is already out of the race. So unfortunately, there's going to be 6 unhappy campers going out of the racing action early with us tonight, as Tiberino lays it down, and he's in a bad spot here. He's going to lose almost enough positions to get out of transfer. He will actually. He's back into 5th now, so Copeland moves up into the 4th and final transfer spot. JTD right there is lurking. He is in the 6th spot, so all these guys going at it for this man, who is in the last transfer spot at the moment. That is the 92 of Dylan Copeland. It's Mullins, Rogers, Doiron, Copeland, the top 4. And I just wanted to give a quick check in chat actually while we're at it, that you guys can hear and see everything that's going on right now. We did have a little bit of an issue earlier on getting the internet kind of sorted out. It was having an issue with Open Broadcaster. Finally, I think we got it sorted. We had to lower the bit rate, so unfortunately I think the quality is going to suffer just a smidgen tonight. But we're still going to bring you high-intensity, action-packed racing like this battle going on for 5th, as they just get freaking turned, and JTD is down. Dominic Tibernipples finds his way into the 5 spot, though. Can he run down Dylan Copeland? He's not going to do it by going off the track, though, I can tell you that much. So what can he do is the question. Mullins still leads, and that's the Dale variety. Jesse and Dale not related. Jesse Mullins, your defending 450 National Motocross Champion in Race Factory Gaming National Competition. Rogers under attack from Doiron for the 2nd spot. All good on your guys' end. So glad to hear that you guys are joining us and that everything is good. Always good to have a live audience. Obviously, we have these playbacks on YouTube at all times. So any round that you may have missed, you can head over to youtube.com/startyoursystems. And there we have a playlist. I believe it's called 2016 RD6 Nationals Livestream or something like that. Something along those lines. And you can catch every round that you've missed or haven't seen, or any round that you want to watch again. Or you can join us right here, right now, live for round 6 at Red Bud. So again, a little 411 on what we're going to be expecting tonight. This is the 250 consolation race. These guys are going 4 laps, top 4 transfer into the motos. They joined the 36 already transferred / qualified riders to make up 2 40-man, 30-minute plus 2-lap 250 pro races, which will run back-to-back. There will be roughly a 5 to 6 minute break in between those motos. Usually we take a little break ourselves. We don't go off the air though, we stay right here. And then, yeah, we stream both of those motos straight through. We take a break in the stream after that because I, myself, get to business and go race in the 450 pro class later on tonight, as Doiron just gets the head shake from hell and goes down. So he's going to lose a spot to Copeland, but I don't think he's going to lose a spot to Tipper Devils. But yeah, I'm going to go down and race the 450 class tonight, as I have been all season long. And Jeremy Hinners, who will be racing the 250 class, at least I think, thought maybe he'd be in this consolation race. I don't think he qualified top 36, but maybe some guys didn't make it into the show, so he may already be in. He will race the 250 class and jump into the booth, stream the 450 class for you guys. So don't touch that dial for the next 3 hours. 3 hours and some change usually. Because we're bringing some high-intensity MX Simulator Pro National action right here on Start Your Systems TV. So the white flag is in the air this time by, as Dale Mullins continues to lead from Tanner Rogers now. This is very interesting to see Rogers continuing to end up in these consolation races. I don't believe he's an outdoor specialist by any stretch of the imagination, but he did win a Supercross earlier this year in the 250 class at Toronto, so he knows his way around an MX Simulator controller, or a controller to play MX Simulator on, whether that is an Xbox 360, Xbox One, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, whatever. Doubt he plays on the keyboard. Doubtful anybody in the pro classes plays on the keyboard, but we've seen it in the past. JLV used to show up to these races a long time ago. I don't think we've seen JLV race since 2013, but the creator of the game is a keyboard warrior to this day, and every time he shows up, he rips the 125. Always puts on a good show. Good to see JLV around. He's usually in the server watching these races. He knows everything that goes on. We've got a great relationship with him here at Start Your Systems, known him for a long time, and Race Factory Gaming as well has a very, very close relationship with JLV, so he's always around hanging out, watching up what's going on with the pros, and on his main page of his website, mxsimulator.com, there's always updates about the pros, what's going on, where we just saw Jeremy Smith had a rider profile on Racer X, so Jeremy Smith, who we'll see in the 450 class later tonight, getting the shout-outs for racing the 450 Pro Class IRL. Has had a couple rounds, broke his finger actually at Muddy Creek, so he's missing Red Bud this week. But he will be back, he says, for Southwick. I talked to him earlier. And he is in good spirits, so good to see that he's doing all right. As I said, we'll see him later on in the 450 class, but you can also catch other updates on mxsimulator.com. JLV constantly updating the page. Very cool to see. But anyway, back to the racing in this consolation race. Mr. Dale Mullins will in fact take the win and go right into the 250 motos tonight out of the consolation race. Joining him, Tanner Rogers. Dominic Tiberino did get up and make it in, so he's going through, and Dylan Copeland also going through on the 92, so good to see Copeland make it in. Unfortunately, Doiron is going to be just short tonight. He comes across 5th. JT George coming around, hitting the leap. Very curious to see how these 250 guys handle the leap. Most of the 450 class so far this week has been hitting the leap. I qualified 21st in the 450 Pro class, and I can do the leap every lap. So be curious to see where these 250 guys are. I know I saw a couple guys in the servers earlier this week. They were kind of struggling to get the leap. It's either all the way outside or nothing, pretty much, from what I gather. So we will see when the 250 Pro class comes around. Right now, we're waiting on Cortland Knopp to come around and finish this one. running the wrong number, as he is not number 32. That number currently belongs to Jack Haley, who you also should see in the 450 class later tonight. Jack Haley, the American-born rider living in Delhi, India, finished 6th in the Supercross Championship this year in the 450 class. He had a really breakout Supercross season. And so far, looking solid outdoors is Jack Haley. See what he can do tonight here at Red Bud. But right now, Cortland Knopp is making his number look awful saucy here in the 250 consolation race. And he's going to take that bike and that number right to the sidelines with him, as he will not make the show tonight. But he's getting some good TV time. Trying to get whipped out on the tabletop down the hill there. Someone asking in chat, will there be anybody joining me in the booth? That I do not know. We've had a very, very hectic week at Race Factory Gaming, and I say we as in pretty much the track crew people, receiving a lot of criticism on the forums. It was a very unique week on the forums, I would say. And the aftermath of this, I'm sure, will be sorted out for many moons to come. But I'd imagine that Chris, the maker of this Red Bud track, has just about nothing left to say at this point. So I don't know if he'll be joining us in the booth. But if he does, his presence is always welcome. Very funny guy, always has great puns. So hopefully we'll see Chris. Maybe later on he'll join Jeremy. He usually comes around later. But it might just be me. You'll just have to deal with me for now. I'm sorry. So it is confirmed that Copeland, Tiberino, Rogers, and Dale Mullins will go to the motos out of this one and join those 36 other riders that we mentioned. And I will tell you those 36 riders right about meow as they will pull up on my screen. We are getting a restart going on in the server. And any second now. All right. Here are all the runners, and I should get an official there we go. All right, in the 250 Pro class tonight from Red Bud, we have got Clint Martin, Jordan Moxey, Connor Linz, Jesse Calloway, Devin Ryan, Dylan Copeland, Zach Prokop, Will Wiley, Connor Holiak, Kevin Ferzaka, Brock Pappy, Derek Thorpe, Colton Mitchell, Craig Leake, Rush Chapman, Jared Seidhoff, Ryan Turner, Daniel Mills, Dennis Fjellberg, Finn Collins. That is 20 of the 40 riders. I'm going to go into this overhead cam as these guys are still loading in. Always a long load-in process with these miles and miles of skins and 4K that people seem to run. I don't know what that's about. Anywho, continuing on, we've got Chase Essel, Charlie Way, Jeremy Hinners. He did make the motos. Chase Donovan, Zoe Cross, Chase Blakely, Kevin LeLong, Josh Williams, Victor Nycott, Jeff Cooper, Dominic Tiberino, Stefan Guido, Tyler Lewis, Jake Rose, Jonathan Hughes, Fred Heather, Tanner Rogers, Dade Honeywell, Edward Mora, and Dale Mullins. And I'm looking very hard right now. I'm actually going to do a search on my computer, if you will just give me 1 second. Okay, Jared Seidhoff is here. I don't know why my brain farted there for a second and thought he wasn't. That is the 40 runners tonight for the 250 class from Red Bud. These guys are set to go to battle, and it's all for you guys right here on Start Your Systems TV. So we're so glad that you guys could join us tonight. Here from Red Bud. Sorry, I was having a kind of a burp attack there for a minute. And if you'll excuse me, I'm going to take a drink of water. And I'm back. And these guys are ready to go. So 40 riders, 40 of the best 250 riders in MX Simulator, set to do battle here. And I want to take a good hard look at Jared Seidhoff off the line. He is, I believe, your points leader coming into this. He should be somewhere on the inside of the gate. Yeah, there he is on the inside of the box. And I do not have his skins. Not sure why they didn't post them, but here we go. It's 250 Pro National time. Let's go racing at Red Bud. Yeah. Wow, a lot of guys jumping the gate, and it caught a few guys out, but it did not catch out the 52. That is Holiak, but he gets swung around the outside, and his teammate on the fill-in ride for Vert Moto in the 146 is Stefan Guido. He rips that right 365 whole shot, and he crashes going into turn 2, and a lot of riders going down, including the 3 of Dennis Fjellberg. That puts the 34 of Tyler Lewis to the race lead. And look at the 77, Dominic Tiberino. He must have been on the far outside gate after going through the consolation race. He finds himself in second, but he just made a mistake. Almost took the 513. That's Fred Heather. Almost took him down. Now Jesse Callaway gets caught in the bales as Nikot goes through into the P3 spot, right behind Dominic Tiberino as they all get a little saucy off the big jump here at the top. Connor Linz falls in line. There's Hinners. Then Thorpe, Callaway, Cooper, DeSalle, Leak, Fjellberg, Mora, Holiak, Martin, Mullins. I'm looking, there's Seidhoff, and I was also looking to see if we saw Honeywell, and I have not seen him anywhere. I'm trying to look. There he is, coming through. He is way back here. I'd say somewhere in the high 20 range. A couple riders going down behind him. That's Daniel Mills going down in front of him. Good evasive maneuver by Honeywell. So that's where our championship contenders are in the midst of things. But out front, Dominic Tiberino straight out of the consolation race and right into your heart. The 77 machine out front leading here and looking awfully strong. That 77 is his career number. He earned that last year by being absolutely outstanding outdoors and indoors for that matter. Had a better season indoors, I think, but he slides out front. Man, these guys are turning this into an AM race quickly as the 31 of Linz takes over the race lead. So Linz ahead of Lewis, who did cough up the lead, but he only went back to third. Now finds himself in second after that mistake by Tiberino. Doesn't look like anybody is doing the leap. Everybody's staying pretty low, doing the double only option. Not seeing anybody trying to go wide and hit it. I'm assuming that might be the case for these 250 guys tonight. And there is Seidhoff, Holiak, Procap, Pappy, Blakely, Ryan, Chapman, and Guido coming through. Colton Mitchell, there's Honeywell, Charlie Way, Josh Williams right behind Daniel Mills, and for Zaka, Jordan Moxie, Zoe Cross, Anna Rogers, Dale Mullins, Chase Donovan, Jonathan Hughes, Finn Collins, Dylan Copeland, and Jake Rose bringing up the back here with Ryan Turner. Kevin DeLong had a bad start to his race. He's way off the back end. He's in dead last. That's 40th place for the French rider, so not sure what happened to the former points leader of this series. But he's having an issue, as I just saw, I think that was a Motorsport Honda rider going over the bars, but it's Linz leading the way. Looking so smooth at the front. Can he run away with this thing, or will Tyler Lewis maybe have something to say? Lewis had putting in the best ride of his season so far on that new WLR Yamaha team. Him and Thomas Wilcox, and I believe one other rider is on that team now. They jumped ship. Wilcox was on the Star Racing Yamaha team to start the season, and Lewis, I believe, was on Vert Moto, but I could be wrong. Now he is having to deal from the pressures of Dominic Tiberino, and he chops the line off. Tiberino lands short and is going to have a drive. Does he try the inside here? He does, but he's going to lose a little bit of traction. This is a great battle going on for second. So Lewis and Tiberino, then Nikot holding down fourth with DeSalle, pressuring him from behind. Fred Heather started up in the top three, drifted back to sixth. Derek Thorpe and Jesse Callaway here. There's Seidhoff. So the first we'll see of Seidhoff. Keep an eye on what's going on up here at the front. Still nobody doing the leap. Thorpe trying to hold off Callaway here as they work their way through the first couple corners. Heather already going after DeSalle a little bit, so Nikot getting away as that's Tiberino on the left side of your screen. He just made a mistake. He drops back from the 2 spot back to 4th behind Nikot. He just moved up to 3rd, and Lewis is down after the triple, so Lewis is going to go from 2nd back to, that looks like 7th now, maybe 6th actually. Other runners coming through, so Lewis, big mistake early on. A couple of white bikes here, one of them a Husqvarna, the other a Yamaha. And that lead one, the 513, that's Fred Heather, the rider out of Great Britain, but Lewis trying to work the outside to get around him. He may have the inside in the next corner. Very nice move. So Heather falls back into line right behind him. A couple guys getting saucy on the triple in the background. Cell going after Tiberino. This is for the 3 spot. Oh man, these guys getting all kinds of whipped out on that big tabletop here. It's not really that big, it's a pretty small jump, but these guys making it look so good. And Callaway is going to work here on Thorpe. Battle of the triple digit warriors here. 784 Thorpe and the 318 of Callaway. Callaway gets a big kick in the sand rollers and a bigger kick at the end of them. Here's Seidhoff bringing up the back now. He's going to try to make a pass here quick. I wonder just maybe if Seidhoff is doing the leap. Let's see, he's going to go to the outside here. And he stays on the outside. Doesn't get that good of a drive, but he still may try it. Nope. That line almost worked. In fact, it may just work here. Swing on the outside, jump down into the rollers, and he does make the pass on Callaway. Now Callaway's teammate, 53 of Craig Leake, coming through. Callaway is a fill-in ride, or at least a new addition to that Vermoto team. Oh, and Leake having his usual internet issues. So this is going to be interesting to see tonight if Leake can get that fixed. Here's Holiak on the 52. Your winner from High Point 2 weeks ago. Won that race on a 2-stroke. Hasn't ridden a 2-stroke since. So not sure if High Point was a one and done for the 2-stroke for Holiak, or he just felt like maybe he'd be a better contender on the 250, but so far it is not working as Lewis goes down once again. And he just got passed by Holiak. He's going to also get passed by Devin Ryan around the outside here, and it looks like Devin Ryan is bringing the 76 of Chase Blakely with him. So this is a 3-rider battle here just outside of the top 10. And Craig Leake is back right in front of these guys. They've also got Brock Pappy and Russ Chapman right behind him. So this is really kind of a 6 or 7 rider battle as Pappy shuts the door on Chapman in the background there. And they're going to swarm Chase Blakely, and Blakely gets into the Brock Pappy. They're both down, so Colton Mitchell squeaks through. Now Lewis going back to work on Devin Ryan. Lewis, I'm sure, already furious with himself that he gave up such a good opportunity right at the front of the field early on in this one. And he's looking quite fast here today, already giving Devin Ryan all kinds of fits. Nice move down the inside. Looks like Ryan may have checked up not to get hit there. But Lewis back on the charge again after falling twice, less than a lap apart from each other. Let's see what he can do charging forward from here as Devin Ryan just went off the track. He may lose a spot to Russ Chapman. And here comes Chapman on the 73 around the outside. Ryan's going to tuck to the inside, make that line work, but Chapman not done yet. This is your battle for 11th on screen here. We're on lap 5. Oh, and that's Holiak down off the edge of the track, so all those guys that he was just in front of go by. And Prokop bringing up the rear back there. So look at this absolute train of riders. Devin Ryan, oh, that's Callaway dumping the Vermoto Suzuki before the finish line. So after Lewis got by, Devin Ryan under attack here from Russ Chapman, and that is, oh, Craig Leake getting up from a crash right there. Fred Heather also in the background with Colton Mitchell on the 831 split fire machine. This group of riders just really going at it here. There is Heather and Leake right in front of him. Leake, a little mistake, goes through the banners on the outside of the track. Leake really having those internet issues as Chapman still trying to find a way around Devin Ryan, but Tyler Lewis is kind of starting to get away from this group. Will Leake's internet bite him? There is not a ping limit in RF. as there is in the European Motocross Federation races, which host the GP events. Look at that line from Craig Leak, and he almost made it work, but Chapman shuts the door. Now Leak can try an inside move there. These guys going back and forth. This is for 9th, and they have 8th right in front of them. That's the 108 of Devin Ryan, and Chapman just made a mistake, so Craig Leak will make the pass. And really, they haven't lost touch with Tyler Lewis yet. Look at Leak, inside move here. He's going to get by Devin Ryan, and swings it to the outside, rips around the outside, and down. Must have got into the back of Lewis, but we didn't see it because he was kind of having some lag there. And Chapman went down on the backside of that table. So let's kind of reset things a little bit here as it's kind of shuffled around, but Mr. Connor Linz on the 31 machine still leading this thing, and Tiberino just dumped it in second, so Seidhoff finally finds his way around Tiberino. He had moved up into 4th earlier on. Now he was in 3rd, gets into 2nd. Seidhoff, the beneficiary of the 2 championship leaders between himself and Dade Honeywell right now. Taking a look at our leaderboard, looks like Mr. Dade Honeywell is running in the 22nd position. You can follow along with the leaderboard and live updates on racefactorgaming.com/live-timing. See where your favorite rider is in this 250 class. If your favorite rider is Jared Seidhoff, well, here he is right now, running in 2nd spot. I have a tough time believing he will catch Connor Linz at this point, though, who is all but gone. I know it's only 11.5 minutes into this 30-minute plus 2-lap race, but Linz is absolutely gone. Oh, Thorpe has moved up to 3rd, so Tiberino continuing to go backwards. He's going to lose maybe another spot here. Here's Nycott coming from 5th, trying to go after him for 4th. Looks like Dylan Copeland is pulled off the track. Perhaps the 92 machine ran out of fuel. Forgot to top it off after that consolation race. I only kid. There's no such thing as fuel usage in this game. Oh my, Dominic Tiberino just got absolutely upside down on the tabletop. And he's trying to get away from this train of riders. So Nycott, oh, a little mistake. Gonna have DeSalle closing in now. And then Holiak has lost a little bit of touch with this group, but he's still close. Is he going for the leap, maybe? No. Still have yet to see anybody attempt the leap. I fear we may not see it tonight. But as I said, the 450 guys, for the most part, from what I've seen, getting over it. That's how you know Larocco's leap was built quite well in this game, is when the 250 guys really having a tough time getting over the top of it, but the 450 guy is able to do it, at least with a pretty solid drive. As here is Linz still leading the race. He's going to put the 14 of Jeremy Hinners a lap down. Hinners right there across the top of your screen running in the 35 spot, so up front early on, it's drifted back pretty quickly. Having a rough go, but I'm sure he's just happy to be in the motos today. Thorpe has moved up into 2nd, so Seidhoff must have had a crash. And he really must have, because Tiberino and DeSalle have really closed in now from 4th and 5th. How about it for Derek Thorpe, though? The 784 machine finds himself in 2nd here early on. Still early runnings, but this is a solid effort for the Team Volcom 250 machine. So how can Thorpe fare with the points leader? Jared Seidhoff closing down from behind. Oh, DeSalle has moved up into the 4th spot, so Tiberino must have had a fall. Holiak now finds himself in 5th. There is Tiberino, then Chapman. Here's Tyler Lewis. So Lewis again working his way forward after those couple early falls. He's sticking right with Chapman. These two have kind of been nose to tail since Lewis crashed back into the clutches of Mr. Rush Chapman. All right, folks, we are halfway through 250 Moto 1 here at Red Bud, and you know what that means? It is time for our top 10 rundown. This one brought to you by Meta. This is the Tiger Designs Red Bud National, presented by Meta, and Meta is bringing you this top 10 rundown. ReadMeta.com, folks. Head over there and subscribe right now. Connor Linz, number 31 machine, the rider out of Great Britain. Very, very fast British rider in that sense. Took the lead early and has checked out. He is long gone at the front of the field here. Maybe en route to his second moto win of the season. Second place right now, though, the solid effort of the day, the ride of the day so far, the 784 of Derek Thorpe for Team Volcom. He is under attack here from Sidehoff, so let's stick here for just a moment, see if Sidehoff maybe makes a move. And yeah, down the inside, Thorpe gonna put up a fight, but Sidehoff gets it, so Sidehoff now, he moves up into the second spot. He was there, crashed back to third, now back into second. So your points leader and the La Flame number 20 machine of Jared Sidehoff now second. 784 Thorpe, still a great ride on the podium as of this moment. Team Volcom's Derek Thorpe. Connor Holiak. He's really put a charge in so far. He was back in about 15th when we first saw him on the stream tonight. All the way up to 4th for the number 52 Vermoto Suzuki. So Holiak really coming to terms with that 250 after a rough week last week at Muddy Creek, after he won at High Point on a 125. Back here in 5th is the Mad Cape Suzuki, the number 29 of Chase Cecil. He's under attack right here from the 6th spot. That is the Mainline Coffee Co. machine of Rush Chapman, the number 73. Been involved some controversy this week, I must say, but looking good so far here in this race. This man, straight out of the Constellation race and straight into 7th spot on the track right now. The 7-7 machine is in 7th of Dominic Tiberino. TBR running strong. This is a great performance out of Tiberino after really some lackluster performances to start this outdoor campaign. I'm sure he's very happy at the moment. Tyler Lewis comes across the line, checks in P8 for WLR. The number 34 ride did start up front. He's drifted back to 8th after a couple falls, but he's still hanging tight here inside of the top 10 with Devin Ryan lurking behind him at 9th, the Tiger Designs number 108 Honda. So Devin Ryan really been a breakout rider this year, looking very strong, very competitive. Good to see him running up at the front. And he's trying to go after Tyler Lewis, but he's gonna have to watch out as the 10th place rider, the 831 Team Splitfire KTM of Colton Mitchell, is all over his rear fender at the moment. And that has been your top 10 rundown brought to you by Reed Meta. And Mitchell's gonna make a pass right here as he gets by Devin Ryan. So Ryan back to 10th. Looking back behind them, Fred Heather, Tristan Bottom Media Design machine. 513 rider out of Great Britain trying to go after Devin Ryan. This will be your battle for 10th. This is a good one too. Ryan has gotten passed by, oh, and Devin Ryan ends up backwards. Must have found the trampoline that Ryan Dungey hit in 2009. And he's gonna have to watch out for Edward Mora now closing in. Oh, I'll watch out for those hay bales, my friend. Daniel Mills in 13th, Will Whiteley is 14th, Blakely 15th, Pappy 16th. Hughesy is 17th, and here is Dade Honeywell having the worst moto he's had all year by far. Not what he wanted this week at all. Running in the 18th spot right now is Edad Lulu Yanoa. That is Dade Honeywell spelled backwards, both first and last name. He's 18th. 19th, Zach Prokop, 134 Motorsport Honda ride. And Nycott, who was up front, has drifted all the way back to 20th. Nycott was as high as 3rd at one point, so not sure what happened to the rider out of France, number 15 EMC Suzuki, but not so good. Finn Collins and his teammate Stefan Guido are here in 21st and 22nd. So they're outside the points, but hoping to get there real soon. Consolation race hero Dale Mullins is getting lapped right now by Connor Linz. He is 23rd with Josh Williams right behind him in 24th. Craig Leake all the way back to 25th, so perhaps his internet issues really coming through. Clint Martin, 26th. Jesse Calloway is 27th. Now he's 28th as Dennis Fjellberg just passed him. So you might remember Fjellberg crashed in turn 3 after the man who got the hole shot, which was Stefan Guido, crashed going into the second corner. And he finds himself all the way back here. I believe we just said 27th, so Calloway 28th. Cooper 29th. Jake Rose 30th. Verzaka 31st. Anna Rogers 32nd. Jeremy Hinners 33rd. Chase Donovan 34th. Jordan Moxie, Zoa Cross, Dylan Copeland, Charlie Way has rage quit, Ryan Turner's off the side of the track, Kevin LeLong blew up his Suzuki, and that is all the runners. So Dylan Copeland got running again after being off the side of the track, must have refueled that Tag Designs Honda, got somebody to run over with a gas tank, and that's a Tag Designs brigade right there coming down the hill. Where is that battle? It's way up here. That includes Devin Ryan, Daniel Mills, and then they just lapped Dylan Copeland, and they're all over Tyler Lewis. So Mills has Lewis in his sight here. They just lapped the 122 of Zoa Cross. I believe this will be for 11th spot on the track. So Lewis has actually gone backwards a little bit here. To kind of reset things, it's Lynn, Seidhoff, DeSell, Thorpe, Holiak top 5. So this is a great battle going on here for 4th. Holiak almost into the back of Thorpe. Oh, Connor Holiak, you sly dog, you. That was ridiculous. And he's going to make the pass on Thorpe, too. Thorpe back down the inside. They're going to be side by side. There's contact. Thorpe is on the ground. Chapman goes by. Tiverino gets into him. And they're both going to get up together, but not before Mr. Colt Mitchell steams by. So Thorpe loses quite a few spots from that incident. So Holiak has Chapman closing in. Whoa! Chapman got a little frisky there. Looks like he may have just high-sided his way out of that rut, and those spots that he did get when Thorpe went down, going right back out the window. Thorpe ends up right behind him now. Look at this absolute freight train of riders, though, inside of the top 10. Tiberino, Mitchell, Chapman, and Thorpe. Great battling. So far, making things quite interesting for myself to view and hopefully for you guys at home to watch. Yet, nobody has tried to leave on a 250. All right, let's think of a good spot where we can kind of view things here, get them set out a little bit. We'll just go ahead and go on board here with Linz for a little bit. So we're gonna do what we did last week at Muddy Creek, which is kind of give you guys an update on where everybody in the running order is kind of coming through, just where the gaps are, and I have a pretty good idea of where I'm gonna do this at. We just need to wait for Mr. Connor Linz to get there as he is lapping the 92 of Copeland, who is in 37th. As already mentioned, got his bike refueled after pulling off the track earlier on. So Connor Linz is your race leader, still has not yet lapped Mr. Dylan Copeland. But let's take a look at the gaps right now. So here is Linz coming through on the 31, and we'll see how far it is to the next guy, which should be Jared Seidhoff. There's Guido a lap down. There is the 53 of Leak a lap down. Sidehoff 43 seconds in the distance, so let's see who's coming through. 163 of Williams and Fjellberg and Finn Collins going through, the 3 and the 62 respectively. We still got to wait a long ways here. That's the 318 of Callaway, 117 and the 113. Not sure who those two riders are. I'll take a look in a minute. All right, another rider coming through here. This is the 15 of Nycott, a lap down. There is Sidehoff, the 20. He is in second. 51, that's Donovan. 401, couldn't quite see the number on that. Behind him. There's 226 for Zaka, 14 Hinners. That's 52 Holiak, so that's third. 29 DeSalle, this is fourth. The 80 of Rogers is a lap down. Here's fifth. Dominic Tiberino on the 77 TBR machine. Sixth, that's Colton Mitchell. Seventh, Derek Thorpe on the 831, the 784 respectively. Eighth, maybe, yep, Russ Chapman, 73. Daniel Mills, I believe, is in ninth on the 45. 10th, Tyler Lewis. 11th is the 108 of Devin Ryan. There's 12th, that's Fred Heather on the 513. Coming through, that is 46 of Mora, and yes, he is, that is 13th. 14th, Chase Blakely. 15th of Brock Pappy. Prokop is, oh no, that's Jonathan Hughes, that's 16th. 17th, Will Whiteley, and there's your race leader, Connor Lynn, so that's just to give you an idea of the gaps. And where everything is as Lynn's continues to lead the way here. Man, oh man, Linz is looking awfully good here today. Could he pull the double? Could he get his first career national overall? He might need a start to beat Sidehoff in the second moto, but a start in this first moto really helped him because it took Sidehoff a long time to get into that number 2 ride. Taking a look at the running order to my right side, and Dade Honeywell is in 20th. So this championship going right out the door in this moto for Dade Honeywell. He's looking at a really substantial drop in points. 21 points lost in this moto at the moment. Really not sure what the deal is with Honeywell. I'd assume he came in here well prepared as he has been at the other rounds, but Sidehoff just looks a little bit better this season. A little bit more on top of his game, a little less dumb things that he's doing in the community. Been involved in some shady stuff in the past, but hopefully his record book is all clear and he can win this championship scot-free. We shall see. Not really any close battling going on inside of the top 10 anymore. That's Tiberino getting passed by Thorpe there, and Chapman trying to close in, then Daniel Mills. Is that Chapman? Yeah. No, it wasn't Chapman. It was his teammate then. Whoa! Daniel Mills almost landed on... Is that Russ Chapman's teammate? 401. Who is that? Clint Martin. I'm going to actually go back and see what team that guy is on. I'm going to guess Meta. Yep. Clint Martin on Meta, and there's a train of riders down in that corner. Well, they all just got up too. No, they're not up yet. Tiberino and Lewis are still down together. So they are going to continue their battle here, Tiberino and Lewis, but they've lost a few spots in the process of that chaotic situation they just got themselves involved in. Time is about to expire. We are 30 seconds from the 30-minute mark, and judging by where Linz is on the track, he will not get around. So next time by, we should see the 2-lap board out, and I'm just going to stick with Linz to ensure that is the case. Yeah, we are only 15 seconds from the time ending, and he is well more than 15 seconds from the finish line. So 30 minutes about to expire. 2-lap board will be out next time by for Connor Linz, as 30 minutes is up right now. We are at the 30-minute mark. Top left-hand corner of your screen, you can see it there. And Linz, well, truly on his way to winning this thing, Moto. Keeping an eye on the battles back here. Not really anything close. Brock Pappy and Edward Mora perhaps going at it here. Pappy, little mistake in front of them. And Honeywell on the charge has Whiteley and Leak behind him, and the Vermoto teammates get together, and Craig Leak just front flips out of it. No F's given. Lands it no problem, back on the gas. Good on you, son. Way to keep it going. So an update on Honeywell. He is now running. We'll just wait for timing and scoring to reset. Honeywell up to 16th. And people asking in chat for a lap times update. And I can absolutely tell you the fastest lap time was ran by Dade Honeywell on lap 11 at a 1:58.984. But he is still in traffic. On the 12th lap of the race, the second fastest lap of the race was run by Connor Holiak at a 1:59.171. Right now, Linz possesses the third fastest lap at a 1:59.679, but just this time through the flag stand, the fourth fastest lap was put in by Seidhoff on lap 15. He did a 1:59.875, so all those top guys right in about the 58-59 range. DeSalle in fourth on a 2:01, Mitchell on a 2:01, Chapman on a 2 flat, then Thorpe on a 2:04, Daniel Mills on a 2:02, Devin Ryan on a 2:05, and Tyler Lewis on a 2:04. So that's the diversity within the top 10 as Honeywell continues to go to work on the riders in front of him. That is the 46 of Edward Mora. Honeywell really going to work on him. Let's see if he can perhaps make the pass. Again, Honeywell still the closest challenger to Seidhoff in this championship. Oh, is Honeywell going to go for the leap? Nope, checks up. When I see these guys take the outside, it's like loading the gun, waiting for the bullet to fire. Are these guys actually going to pull the trigger on the leap or not? As the white flag is in the air for these guys, which means that Linz is actually right in front of them, I would assume. Yeah, he is actually right in front of them. That battle is behind him. So to give you an idea, here is Mora and Honeywell right behind Linz, who just went off the drop-off right in front of them here. Man, Honeywell has given Mora everything he can handle here. Mora responding quite well to the pressure so far, but a mistake finally trips him up. And a nice smooth move by Dade Honeywell as he finds his way into, well, where is he? Well, Mora, is Honeywell up to 13th? 12th. Dade Honeywell is in 12th, wow. Just when we thought it was all going sour for him, he's down at 20th. It might come actually out okay for him here. He could still get 11th around Heather. I don't think he's going to get to Lewis, who has not yet been lapped. Back up front, Linz, yeah, still right behind Tyler Lewis. What can you say about Connor Linz in this moto, though? Obviously, we made a mention to the fact that a good start really did help him out in this one, as it would seem to be that most of the heavy hitters started behind a big chunk of guys at the front that really weren't running the pace. Tyler Lewis ran into mistakes early on. Dominic Tiberino led for a little bit. But Connor Linz popped into the lead pretty quickly and left everybody else in his dust. And he is now on his way to winning his second moto of the season. You have to go all the way back to Hangtown Moto 1 to find the last time Connor Linz won a moto, which isn't that far back, but it is kind of a long way when you have the speed and talent that this man possesses. So the 31 machine of Connor Linz brings it home, and he will win 250 Moto 1 here at Red Bud. Connor Linz takes it at Red Bud in Moto 1. So Seidhoff pretty much on his way home in second. Holiak has to survive this last lap, not crash, or else DeSalle would close up, but Colton Mitchell not close enough to DeSalle. Chapman could get to the back wheel of Mitchell before it's over. Just checking timing and scoring left side of my screen here. Dade Honeywell did get around Fred Heather for 11th, so that was quite the epic comeback for Edad Lulu, you know. So Seidhoff does bring it home in second. Valuable points on Honeywell in the championship hunt today. And Holiak, rough round at Muddy Creek, but looking strong here and should, barring another mistake, bring it home in the 3 spot. So well put together moto here for the 52 ride. Connor Holiak comes across third. Chase DeSalle looking for 4th here, and he will get it. Colton Mitchell should be 5th. Chapman and Thorpe going at it. This is for 6th. Chapman taking the inside lines, trying to block Thorpe from having an opportunity. I think he may just hang on to it here. I'm not sure Thorpe is going to have anything in these closing corners, but you just never know. Coming to the line, Chapman hangs on to the spot for 6th. Thorpe, really solid ride, is going to take 7th there. Daniel Mills brings it home 8th. Devin Ryan, his teammate, will hold on for 9th as Tyler Lewis brings out the last of the runners on the lead lap. So there you have it. 11th place was lapped by your eventual race winner, Connor Linz. Tyler Lewis taking some excursions off the side of the course there before the leap. But it's all good. All right, will we see cuts in now? Nope, we're still waiting on someone else to finish. Who has yet to finish? 32nd, 33rd, Moxie. Donovan quit. Nycott out. Jake Rose out. So across out, way out, Turner out, LeLong out. So the last runner that we're waiting to come through is Jordan Moxie. And when he comes through, we'll have official results kind of officially, unofficially posted, if you will. So there is Moxie right there coming to the line. And here we go. So let's see what happened inside of the top 20. Looks like Fjellberg got a spot on Tiberino. And Whiteley got a spot on Blakely. Mora got a spot on Heather. Honeywell ends up 11th. And nobody inside of the top 10 affected, so confirmed. Connor Linz, your Moto 1 winner here at Red Bud. And any minute now we'll get a call for a 5-minute break for 250 Moto 2 in the server. So how about that opening moto here at Red Bud? Linz takes it from Seidhoff, Holiak, DeSalle, and Mitchell. So really kind of the young guns shining through. Seidhoff really one of the only OGs, if you will. Inside of that top 5, Daniel Mills, pretty much as OG as you can get in this outdoor campaign, ends up inside of the top 10 though, so good to see him up there. And waiting for that 5-minute call, just to be sure. So, Michael Wheeler, when shall you tell us about these wonderful events? Check out this tree, bro. Right next to a picnic bench. Nice spot for a picnic, I must say. Right here at Red Bud. That picnic bench is right there, and that tree happens to be right there. Wouldn't mind having a picnic right there. There's also picnic benches over there. Right under a couple of trees over there. Some benches right there. Bring the family out. Bring a picnic basket. Bring a blanket. Have a little picnic at Red Bud. All right, in chat, 250 Moto 2 in 5 minutes. So that's actually going to be our cue for just a second here. We are not going off the air, but we'll be right back in just a couple of minutes to bring you 250 Moto 2. Just hang tight. And I'm back. All right, guys. 250 Moto 2 coming up here in just a minute here at Red Bud, round 6 of the 2016 Ride365.com Pro Nationals, that is, in MX Simulator, a RaceFactoryGaming.com hosted event. Glad that you guys could join us tonight, as always. What are we at right now for live viewers? Taking a look. I've got 49. You guys will tell me, though, if I'm right on that or not. Always good to have live viewers joining us. Makes it more entertaining for myself and for Jeremy, who you guys will have visiting you here in a little bit. Always good fun, though, streaming for you guys. $47 is what someone's saying in chat. 48, 49, something, you know, whatever. We're in that range, which is killer. Always good to have a good, solid group of people in chat. Usually at Hangtown, we'll get somewhere in the area of like 150. I think we got 165 this year at Hangtown, and then it gradually weeds down to the core group. You guys, the core group. The core MX Simulator hardcore fans. But the same thing happens in Supercross. So what are you going to do? But you know what? What we are going to do is we're going to get 250 Moto 2 started, and we're going to stream it live right here, right now on Start Your Systems TV. I hope you guys are ready because we're in for a barn burner with Jared Seidhoff and all the other runners, Dade Honeywell, Connor Lenz. You name it, we've got it. It's the 250 Pro class at Red Bud. The best MX Simulator 250 riders in the world are set for another 30-minute plus 2-lap battle. So let's turn that 30-second board sideways. Let's get those bikes revved up, and let's go racing at Red Bud. Yeah, we're off and running. 250 Moto 2, and it looks like the 31 of Linz may do with a good inside gate this time around. He is going to sneak inside and get that Ride365.com whole shot award, with Holiak on the 52 running in second and a freight train going on behind him. So most of the guys that were up front pretty much find themselves up here again, except Craig Leak is the exception. Leak running in the 3 spot. Here's DeSalle, and that's the 45 of Mills down the inside. Then Tiberino and Whiteley also up here. Chapman, Lewis, Guido. We got a little bit of a holdup in this corner, and a rider off the side of the track up there. A couple riders trying to squeak through. There's Guido, Devin Ryan, Chase Blakely, Edward Mora. There's Hinners, another good start for Hinners. Didn't make work of it in the first moto. That's Blakely on the deck. Then Prokop, Mullins, Moxie, Donovan, Fjellberg, Mitchell, Cooper. Where on earth? There is Honeywell in the 17. He's kind of in that mess, trying to squeak through. And he finally does make it, but where, oh, where is Seidhoff? I must have missed him. Or maybe I didn't. Somewhere. There he is. Okay, I did miss him. He's up right here at the front. Oh, a mistake for Seidhoff. He goes down, but he does not fall off the bike crucially enough, so he's going to get going, and he's fighting it out with Will Whiteley, who's going to get the drive in the next corner. Seidhoff shuts the door and takes that spot back. So Seidhoff now back into the 8th spot, much better spot than Dade Honeywell finds himself in. So Honeywell, 2 bad starts tonight, not paying off well. And of course, Honeywell, with that 11th place in the first moto, didn't necessarily have the best gate pick on offer. Connor Lenz went into this moto with the best gate pick, and he made nice work of it, as he's going to lead the opening lap. Or he is not, actually. Lenz made a mistake. So Leak leads the opening lap, and he's bringing his teammate Holiak with him. So that's a big shakeup. DeSalle now in 3rd with Mills, and Lenz now 5th. Then Tiberino, Seidhoff. Oh, Tiberino just dumped it coming onto the start straight, and that was Whiteley trying to avoid him, who also slid out. So a couple guys losing spots there. Wow. So big shakeup. Lenz losing those spots early, and losing more spots actually. Oh, and then Mills down right in front of him. Somehow Lenz just checks him, drops a shoulder, and just powers him out of the way. And Seidhoff already back onto the back wheel of Connor Lenz. This is theoretically the battle for the overall today. I know Holiak will actually be in the mention, running 2nd right now. He was 3rd in Moto 1. But you've got to think that Lenz and Seidhoff are going to battle their way up towards the front. And we'll see how far Leak can go. Maybe he can run away with this thing, take his first Moto win of the season. Who knows? I told you it was going to be a barn burner, and we are not lying here at Start Your Systems TV. Oh, Lenz, a mistake, and definitely missed the timing gate as the cameras didn't really set correctly. So now Seidhoff giving him pressure from behind. Not sure why I don't have either of these riders' skins. I just assumed they didn't post them in the thread. So that's unfortunate. Always like to run the professional stream here, and these guys don't like to listen. That's a shame. That's 3rd and 4th on the screen, though. DeSalle holding down 5th. Pretty solid day for the 29 Mad Cape Suzuki rider. Must be said that he's put together a couple solid performances early on here in 2nd moto, of course. So a long ways to go, but he was very solid in that 1st moto. So he's looking to put in 2 great performances. But it's all Vermoto Suzuki off the front. Leak and Holiak. Matchy-matchy, too. Teammates wearing the same set of gear. That sort of 7 orange, blue, white set with white helmet on. So they look almost identical, and they're only one number apart, the 53 of Leak and the 52 of Holiak. Both of them looking awfully saucy on the uphill triple. So Linz and Seidhoff trying to go after that battle for the lead. They can see it, but can they catch them? Thorpe, another good start. Whiteley up here. Prokop, better start this time around. Fjellberg, probably just happy to have a start at all. Did have a start in that first moto, crashed immediately because this man, Stefan Guido, hole shot and died in the third corner of the race and took Fjellberg with him. So Fjellberg ended up outside of the, or actually no, he ended up 19th in that first moto, I apologize, but he was as far down as 33rd. Dale Mullins, Tyler Lewis, Daniel Mills, Tanner Rogers, Brock Pappy, Colton Mitchell, Hinners with Finn Collins and Mora right behind him, then Josh Williams, Jeff Cooper. Clint Martin just got passed by Chase Blakely, Charlie Way, Kevin Ferzaka, and then Honeywell. Honeywell is way down in 26th. Someone asking for a first-person view of someone. Well, let's see what it's like to be in 26th place with Mr. Edad Labu, you know. Look at all the chaos. That's Hinners just getting up from a crash. Honeywell trying to go around the outside of Ferzaka and into the back of him. And he's kind of stuck on top of him, just gets going and slides out. I think he took somebody else out there, so he's back to 26 and having some issues. So can Honeywell make another valiant charge to the field? Ended up 11th in that first moto after being mired down at 20th for much of the first 20 to 25 minutes of the race. Are we in for another one of those same kind of stories with Honeywell here? Having a very, very rough day at Red Bud. To see how Honeywell handles this, though. He's trying to run down that looks like Hinners and perhaps a that is the just can't catch a number on that, but it was an ART reflex designs machine. So he just moved up to 22nd. Now he's trying to go after Hinners for 21st. Of course, Jeremy Hinners will be broadcasting the 450 Pro class in just a few moments, but right now he's got all kinds of pressure from Dade Honeywell. Outside in maneuver. Hinners trying to drag race him up the hill. Will have an inside line. Does he make use of it? No. Honeywell on the outside takes the spot. What a move. A couple mistakes. Almost loses the spot. Still got Hinners right on his rear fender. Whoa, rider down. Couple riders down. And everybody just kind of dispersing there. 63 just got taken down by Honeywell. Or not. I don't know how he didn't go down, but oh, look at these guys just getting all whipped out. Oh, it was Charlie Way on the ART Reflex Designs machine, so that's why I was confused. I haven't had Charlie Way's skins all season long. And I forgot that his number is 263. How about this, though? These teammates, it's like just another day at the practice track with these guys. Leak and Holiak, surely they're in the same team speak. Bouncing ideas off of each other. Do you want to pass me? Should I hold on to the lead? Let's just try to get away from everybody. What exactly will the strategy be come the end of the day? If it comes down to it right now, Holiak is not in a position to win the overall. He would have to pass his teammate Craig Leak to win the overall. So would team orders even come into play here? I know Leak desperately wants to win his first moto of his career. Does he help out his teammate though to give him the overall? Just who knows. A lot still to be played out. Only 10 minutes into this thing. And teammates being up front doesn't mean a whole lot just yet. Just playing out in our minds where things could go if it stays like this to the end of the moto. So far though, League responding well to his teammates' advances and kind of dropping Holiak just a little bit. They were a lot closer about a half a lap ago, but League's starting to get away a little bit. DeSalle now runs in the 3 spot, so that actually changes the overalls around a little bit, especially with Sidehoff going into 4th. Sidehoff looking at a 2-4 would lose out on the overall to Holiak, who's at a 3-2. And Linz just went down. He was in 5th. Linz going 1-5 also loses out to a 3-2. So Linz needs to get 4th or better with Holiak running 2nd to hold on to that overall. Oh, and then Linz down again, so it's all coming apart here for Linz. He loses 2 more spots. That's back to 7th. He's fortunate that he hasn't lost more spots with these silly little crashes. And now he's got this freight train of riders, including Prokop Fjellberg and a Tiger Designs rider that is Daniel Mills, who's just taking some evasive action, going off and sampling some of the dirt that's outside of the realms of the circuit here at Red Bud. We'll stick with this little 3-rider battle. Fjellberg looking for a move on Prokop. Prokop trying to hold off the spot as they go after Linz. Prokop doing well in between 2 of the better riders this game has to offer. And not fazed by the pressure whatsoever. Not fazed by much is Prokop though. Usually very unfazed by lead lap riders trying to go for the lead around him. He usually just holds up the group out front. So not saying much that he's unfazed by these guys being around him when he's battling with them for position. Meanwhile, Leak has dumped it out front, and Holiak has a huge lead. That's not even a little lead. Leak must have crashed twice with the size of that lead. Are you kidding me? 15.5 seconds? Something big must have happened. So Holiak really in a position to win this overall now. Sidehoff back up into 3rd, looking at 2-3 will not get it done. Neither will a 2-2, especially if Holiak is going to go 3-1. Sell still running 4th. Whiteley under attack here from Thorpe for 5th. A couple good motos being put together here by Derek Thorpe. Reminds me of how he looked at Glenn Helen earlier this year. He's been kind of up and down this season. But 2 top 10 performances will surely be much appreciated by that Team Volcom group who has Hunter Root and Tyson Fresquez on their team in the 450 class. They have things pretty well covered in the 450 class, to say the least. And their 250 team's starting to pick up the slack here a little bit with Thorpe coming through and running top 10 lately. This battle is epic. Look at the riders that are in this one. There's Whiteley, there's Thorpe, and then Linz right off the back with Fjellberg in tow. I think I got a cheeky glimpse at Colton Mitchell, perhaps? No, that's still Prokop. So we've lost Mitchell. He's gone backwards a little bit. So Prokop got passed by Fjellberg now, and Fjellberg and Linz have closed up to Thorpe, who is still trying to go after Whiteley, and it sounds like another rider just got up from a crash. Meanwhile, Linz just got out of all kinds of out of shape and gets up behind Prokop. Fortunately, he did not fall off the bike. Also fortunate he didn't take Fjellberg with him. And nobody was getting up from a crash, so Leak working through the lappers, and Holiak must have had a fall because Leak is definitely a whole lot closer this time by, I would argue that that gap is roughly about 5 seconds. And a fall-off crash in this game is anywhere in between 8 to 12 seconds, so you even that out about a 10-second difference. You gotta reckon that Holiak had a fall-off crash somewhere. So can Leak run down his teammate? Maybe, just maybe though. Sidehop has something to say about this as we are now halfway into the race. You know what that means? It's time for a top 10 rundown. And this is the Tiger Designs National presented by Meta at Red Bud. So this top 10 rundown brought to you by the fine folks over at Tiger Designs, always putting together some sick helmets, always design really cool custom helmets for the winners of our series. They designed a custom helmet that was won by Jeremy Smith in 2013 that he ran for several years before it cracked. Ran it as a professional in the Outdoor National Motocross Championship. Looking good with RF logos and tag design logos on his helmet as he repped MX Simulator in the professional realm. But out front, it is the 52 machine. Connor Holiak looking for his second win of the season. Picked up his first win at High Point 2 weeks ago, but that was on a 125. We talked earlier about how he switched back to the 250F, had a rough Muddy Creek, but really shining through here on the 250F at Red Bud. He may be on his way to winning another overall this season, so good on you, Holiak, leading this thing over halfway through. The number 52 Vuramoto Suzuki still leading the charge. Behind him, his teammate who was leading earlier on, Craig Leak, Vuramoto Suzuki, number 53, still just itching and grinding it out, trying to get that first win of the season, first win of his career. Devin Davis called it earlier on this season that Craig Leak would be the guy to get his first career moto win of the season. And man, has he been close. So close, but no cigar. Could it be today, though? They're going to have to watch out, though. Sidehoff from third, number 20 on the LaFlame machine. Could be the benefactor if those guys get together, or if he just flat out runs them down. He is your points leader, and he finished second in Moto 1, so he has a lot to say here today about this overall. Fourth place occupied by the number 29 Mad Cave Suzuki of Chase to Sell, who's once again put together two solid motos here today at Red Bud. So looking really good for the 29 machine out there. Number 5 spot occupied by Dennis Fjellberg, who is having a much better moto this time around than he did the first time. Number 3, 2014 250 National Champion, ART Reflex Designs machine rider out of Norway. Looking strong and always throwing it huge for the crowd. Almost threw it a little too huge that time. 6th place is the 784 Team Volcom ride of Derek Thorpe. So Thorpe, we already talked about him a little bit. He's looking strong today. He's under attack from the 43 Vuramoto Suzuki of Will Whiteley, who also has a 31 machine of Connor Linz, your Moto 1 winner, right behind him. So Linz trying to look for a way through and just muscles his way in there and makes the pass with a little authority, puts Whiteley on the deck. So Whiteley now having to watch out for Daniel Mills coming up from behind. Daniel Mills should be running in the 9th spot on the 45 Tiger Designs Honda, and yes he is, there he is, across the top of your screen. So Mills trying to go after Whiteley, and rounding out your top 10 is the number 831 Spitfire ride of Colton Mitchell. So Mitchell looking strong, and that has been your Tiger Designs top 10 rundown for the 250 class, 250 Moto 2 here at Red Bud. Zach Prokop is 11th, Russ Chapman is 12th, Tyler Lewis is 13th, Dade Honeywell is 14th. So putting on the charge so far up to 14th, halfway through this moto, a little over halfway now. Stefan Guido running in 15th with Dale Mullins in 16th. So Mullins out of the Consi looking to pick up some points. 17th is Tanner Rogers, also out of the Consi. Josh Williams in 18th, goes down right in front of Charlie Way. So Way gets through into 18th. Mora into 19th. Josh Williams will remain 20th. Jesse Calloway, 318, runs in 21st. Devin Ryan, 22nd. Jeff Cooper is 23rd, but he's not going to stay there for long as Jeremy Hinners goes into 23rd. Finn Collins now 24th, Brock Pappy 25th, Kevin Ferzak 26th. Jeff Cooper is going to get up in 27th. Dylan Copeland way down here in 28th. Chase Donovan out, Doug Cross out, Moxie out, Clint Martin also out, Fred Heather out, DeLong out, Turner out, Nycott out, Hughes out, Tiberino out, Jake Rose out. So 40 riders did start this race, but not too many of them gonna finish this one. Lots and lots of rage quitters. Oh, change for the lead up front. Leak gets it back from his teammate Holiak. So these guys playing a game of musical leader up front. And that may play into the hands by the end of this moto for Sidehop, but it's not going to play into his hands at all if he starts riding like that. Look at these guys going at it, though. Just like we said, another day at the practice facility, getting all whipped out on the table. If only I was drinking tonight, I would have had to take shots for dualies. Look at that synchronicity there. Leak back and forth across the track, trying to make things work, trying desperately to get away from his teammate who's over the bars. Holiak over the bars, over the finish line. Yikes. He will not lose a spot to Sidehop, fortunately enough for him, but that just gives Leak a nice, good lead to work with. Could it be? Could it be? Could it be? Could Craig Leak just maybe sneak away with his first career win today? And I'll tell you what a feeling it is to win your first career moto. That is not a good way to do it. Wow. That's the second time today Leak has just front flipped out of a crash. I'm sure Hinners feels awful that he crashed right in front of him. But Leak, fortunate enough to just kind of front flip through that. No harm, no foul. We will go ahead and do that run through the field just like we did last moto, but I have picked a new location to do it. It's coming up right after this tabletop. So you guys will get a full lap through the field basically, see what it looks like. So here is your race leader, Craig Leak, coming through. There is a rider lap down, Chase Blakely, 76. There's Holiak in second on the 52, Hinners on the 14, a lap down. And then there is Sidehop in third on the 20. So that's an idea of how close the top three still are. Little ways back to fourth, though. Just a wee bit. And there is fourth. Chase Cassell on the 29. Mad Cape Suzuki. There's fifth, Connor Linz on the 31. Sixth, Fjellberg on the 3. There's seventh, Derek Thorpe on the 784, Will Whiteley in 8th on the 43, and Colton Mitchell right behind him on the 831 in 9th. D-Mills, 45, holding down 10th. 11th, there he is, Russ Chapman coming through on the 73. Good thing about those rage quitters is there are far less lap traffic to deal with. 12th, Zach Prokop. Whoa, easy, big fella. That is the 92 of Dylan Copeland, who is a lap down. So here's Honeywell and Guido coming through. Then Tyler Lewis, 113 machine is a lap down. So Lewis should be 15th right now. This is 16th Charlie Way with 17th Edward Mora right behind him. 18th Tanner Rogers. I believe. This would be 19th, Jesse Calloway. Yes, it is, 318. And 20th of Devin Ryan on the 108. 163, that is Josh Williams, then Finn Collins. And there's your race leader, Craig Leak. So that has been a lap through the field. Leak is looking oh so solid. He is 6 minutes and some change plus 2 laps to go away from his first career moto win. As I mentioned before, what a feeling it is. I know that feeling. And it felt so good to finally get a moto win out of the way. And I'm sure Craig Leak is going to feel the exact same way myself and about 26 other people in Racetrack to Gaming competition have felt before. I'd say it's actually a little more than that. Probably in the low 30s, 31, 32 people have won motos in Race Factory. Leak looking to add his name to the list. Fortunately for him, he's got a nice sizable lead to work with. And he just ran, wow, a 158.695 last time by. He also possesses the fastest lap of the race at a 157.562. That's the fastest lap of the day, but oh, watch out. Connor Holiak in second. He just put down a 157.750. That's the second fastest lap of the day. And it's almost a whole second faster than Craig Leak was last time by, so things could tighten up. Holiak was only 7.6 seconds behind at the flag stand last time by, and we've got exactly 5 minutes plus 2 laps to go here. And uh-oh, lap traffic. This guy's got to move. Craig Leak, probably sweaty palms galore right now, just hoping these lappers move nice and out of the way for him. It looks like his teammate on the 62 Finn Collins just gets right out of the way. Next up should be Devin Ryan. Let's see if Ryan moves over. Taking the outside line, and yep, just pulls out of the way. Nicely done. Leak to the inside. Looking smooth, and ooh, rider down. That was Josh Williams. Fortunately, Leak not into him either. Oh boy, Craig Leak gonna be sweating this one out, I think. 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Plus 2 laps to go. Ooh, Sidehoff had closed in quite a bit actually on Holiak, but just made a little bit of a mistake there, so it's going to open up a little bit more once again. In fact, that gap was actually opened up from Holiak to Leak out to about 14 seconds when I just saw it pull across the top of the screen there. Fjellberg kind of closing in, was closing in at least on Lins, just made a mistake. Thorpe still holding tight in 7th. Whiteley, Mitchell. Mitchell has Whiteley in his sights here. Woo! Mitchell almost fell there coming into that corner. But in the end, he's almost going to make it work. Is he going to try an inside move here? Look at this. Pulls alongside, almost gets the move done on Will Whiteley. Not quite just yet, though. So up to the leap. None of these 250 guys doing the leap, as we've already mentioned. When Hinners takes over the broadcast later on tonight, hopefully we'll see more guys on the 450s doing the leap. Oh, Whiteley just yard sailed in the rollers there. Mitchell goes through unscathed. Oh, and DeSalle has coughed up the lead to Lins, which, by the way, changes the overalls. So we were talking about overalls earlier on in this, and not the kind with the jeans and the denim that you kind of wrap around yourself. You tie to the bottom belt there, and they're really nice to wear when you're farming, and you got to... Anyway, Connor Lins is now back in position to win the overall on a 1-4 finish on the day, oddly enough, which will just beat out a 2-3 and a 3-2 by Sidehoff and Holiak. Leak, of course, not a factor in this one after having a very rough first moto, internet issues and stuff like that. Lynn's in position to claim the overall on the day, which, if I'm not mistaken, would be his first. But that's not going to do it. That just coughed up the overall right there. Back to 6th he goes. He needs 4th. If the front 3 stay the exact same way, he needs 4th. If Sidehoff passes Holiak, he needs 3rd. So this could go any which way from here. Leak still leading. Will he get back to the line? I don't think he will. I think looking at time-wise where he is on the track, it's going to be close. But I just don't think he will. Oh man, he is still throwing huge for having that big that lead. Doesn't really look like he's sweating this one off at all. I hate to be biased, but man, it would be awesome here to see Leak get his first win, especially after fighting for it so hard. Must call Devin Davis, the MX Simulator guru, after this one too. If he did call that Craig Leak would be the one to win a moto this year, the first new winner beyond Connor Linz for that matter. We already kind of knew coming into this one that Linz would be a factor to win some motos, and he's already won 2, his first 2 career motos. Now up into 5th as the cell just went down. So again, Linz still seeking the opportunity to win the overall here today. He's got to get around Fjellberg here in 4th. Oh, he was so close, but not going to be there before the time runs out, which is probably a huge deal for him as we just hit the 30-minute mark just now, so he was maybe 15 seconds short of getting another lap. Not a big deal for him. He wanted that one shorter lap, I'm sure. Woo! Almost a big mistake. Now he's got Charlie Way in his way, no pun intended. And the 2-lap board is out, so let's see if Charlie Way just gets out of the way here. Not quite just yet. There we go. Leak down the inside, gets the pass done. Almost a mistake, but rides out of it. So here's an idea of the gap back to Holiak. 2 laps. That's all Craig Leak needs to win this race today. 2 laps. He's got to put 2 solid laps without crashes in. He'll have won his first career moto. All that pressure weighing on his shoulders, and Holiak is down, which, by the way, this is going to hand Seidhoff the overall here. Well, Holiak's getting going at the same time. They're going to be almost side by side. Look at this. This will essentially be the battle for the overall as long as Fjellberg keeps Linz in check. A 1.5 is not going to beat a 2.3. Right now, Seidhoff in the catbird seat for the overall with a 2.2. If Holiak gets him, Holiak with the better second moto will get it, and Holiak back down the inside, pulls alongside. He's trying to sneak around the outside. What a move! Oh my gosh, Seidhoff even jumped the inside rut, and Holiak still got the move done. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. How did he pull that off? I thought for sure they were going to come together when Seidhoff jumped that inside rut. Oh, I apologize. Stream just dropped there. We will still have the recording. Man, that move was so good that Holiak just broke my internet. So the stream trying to come back. Still not back just yet. White flag out. Should be out. There it is right now. White flag out for Leak. Give it one more try here with the stream. Leak on his way to the overall, or to his first win. All right, stream coming back. Can Craig Leak win his first race? Stream coming back, but just in terrible condition right now. My internet took a huge poop. Not sure what's going on. Unfortunately, you guys watching this live not getting any of the action, but Craig Leak could be winning his very first race here. Again, we record this all so you guys won't miss a single beat of it back on YouTube. I apologize for the inconvenience right now. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and try to get this fixed right before Leak gets to the end here. I'm going to stop the stream, wait for it to come back. We're still recording, obviously, as I said, so hold on, hold on. Oh, this is taking way forever right now. So back, here is Leak. Oh, here we go. We can start streaming again. Let's see if it works. If not, we're just going to hold on to this battle. And the stream back up and running. Hopefully it's all good for you guys. Telling people in chat to refresh because Craig Leak, he's going to do it, folks. He's only about 3 corners away. And man, oh man, Devin Davis, you called it, my boy. You said, and I think it was even the second round, Craig Leak is going to win a moto this year. And I'm sure there were doubters out there, people that wouldn't believe it, people that didn't think Craig Leak had it in him. But Craig Leak has it in him, and today he will become a new moto winner. Craig Leak has won the second moto here at Red Bud, and oh man, he is celebrating. He is so pumped, and I'm pumped for him. That is awesome for Leak, and this battle for the overall is coming down to the absolute wire. Holiak with a second should do it. Actually, Linz got around Fjellberg, so he will be there. Oh my goodness, what an ending. I don't think Fjellberg's going to get back by Linz here, so Linz should hold on for the overall. What an absolute scattering today as Jeremy Hinners jumps in, and Linz, ooh, almost went down there, but Connor Linz is going to bring it through, and 1-4 scores today. Wow, going to win the overall. That's pretty insane. Fjellberg fell apart there at the end with a 5th. Thorpe, he's going to come through. This is going to be a solid ride for Thorpe to pick up a 6, but man, can't say enough good things about Craig Leak. Good on you, son, to come through and win that, your first career moto win. Very proud moment for him, and I'm sure his team is super pumped. I'm sure even Holiak is pumped. Not as pumped as he would have been had he won the overall, had Fjellberg held off Linz, but Linz will take the overall as we mentioned. Whiteley 9th, Mills 10th, Chapman 11th, Honeywell is gonna hold on to 12th. Mora versus Honeywell to the line. Mora is gonna jump to the inside. It's not gonna happen though. Honeywell 12th, Mora 13th. Prokop should be 14th, Lewis should be 15th. And that'll do it for the 250 class here at Red Bud. So we're gonna throw it to a quick commercial break. Your 250 moto winner, Craig Leak. So pumped for Leak. Awesome job. And your overall winner on the day, Connor Linz, 1-4. Man, what a shuffle up. I'm sure Hinners will have lots to tell you about in the 450 class coming up here in just a minute. We're going to throw it to him, though. Don't go anywhere. Don't touch that dial. We'll be back in just a minute right here live on Start Your Systems TV.